Hey guys, my name is Aldas, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon. Now, during the Brazilian Grand Prix, they had a crash during the middle of the race, and also a little scuffle afterwards as well, so I'm getting all into that in this video. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to you guys, because a week and a half ago, we were actually on about 700 subscribers, and if you look now, we are well over 3,000, so clearly the McLaren Downfall series has been a massive hit and you guys enjoyed it, and the growth of this channel recently has been absolutely amazing, so thank you so much. And once again, if you like the content, then don't forget to like and subscribe. We're just going to keep growing, keep getting bigger, and I'm aiming for 5k now before the end of the year. I'm sure we can do it, and that'll be incredible to see. So yeah, thank you very much guys. But yeah, let's get into the video. Now, let's start with the incident first, and then we get on to what happened afterwards. So depending on when I put this video out, I might have already done my race review, but I'll probably upload this actually before. This could be a double upload actually for me, because I thought this incident needed a video of its own, because otherwise my review would have been like 20 minutes long. So yeah, let's get into this little, Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon incident. So obviously, during the middle of the race, as Max Verstappen was just pretty much cruising into a victory, a well-deserved one, by the way. He was the quickest by far. Now, Esteban Ocon, who was of course lapped, he was a lap behind, was actually on the quicker tyre. I think he just pitted just before then, and was on the super soft with Max on the soft. Now, he clearly had more pace, because Max was managing. I just remember at this point, Max is in the lead. He's about to win the race pretty much. He's cruising. He's pretty much just managing the tyres, while Esteban Ocon is pushing on his super soft, of course, after pitting. Now, what happened was, when they both got to the first corner, and a couple of laps before then, clearly Esteban was actually quicker than Max, and he said that he radioed over to the team to ask them, can he overtake? Can he try and overtake the lap cars? And of course, the team said yes. That is absolutely 100% in the rules. You can overtake if you're quicker than the car in front, even if you are a lapped car. Now, what actually happened, and I'm sure you've all seen the video, but I'll give a quick account of it anyway. Obviously, he had a great run over the start-finish straight and tried to go around the outside of Max Verstappen, but Max actually got his nose ahead into the first corner, and then Max just forgot about Esteban there. I think he thought, I'm clearly ahead, I don't know what this guy is thinking, and Max just took his racing line. And as he went into the second part of the center rest, which is of course the second corner, Esteban Ocon decided to keep his car. He didn't back out of it, he decided to keep his car on the inside of the corner, and as Max just took his racing line, not even thinking that Esteban would even think of coming back at him, he clipped Esteban's front wing and ended up not only spinning, but more importantly getting floor damage, which affected the rest of his race and his ability to claw back what was a 5.2 or 5.5 second gap that he lost to Hamilton once he was back on the road. Now, as you can imagine, both drivers and both team bosses, I actually watched the Sky coverage, and they were talking to Otmar Zafner and then Christian Horner as well. And if we start with the drivers, I mean, Max was absolutely livid. As you can imagine, it's Max Verstappen, and his engineer, quite rightly so, just trying to calm him down and just telling him to get back on. And Esteban also being very angry, because he knew that he could overtake. Both the team bosses defended their drivers, and that was that. Now, this was, of course, investigated by the stewards, and they found Esteban Ocon to be the guilty one in this case, which I agree with, and gave him a 10-second stop-go penalty. That is massive, by the way. That is very, very costly, considering it's a 21-second pit stop, well, throughout the pit lane, and then a further 10 seconds to stop. That's over half a minute, so definitely harsh there, but in my opinion, fair. Now, in my opinion, it was Esteban Ocon's fault, but I will be fair and take it from 2 points of view. So if we start with Esteban, he was quicker, and you are allowed to overtake a leading car. He was quicker, he was on the super soft, he actually asked the team, he said that he asked the team, and he tried to go for it. So I think in his, obviously from his point of view, he has the right to try and overtake if he is quicker. But if you look at it from Max's point of view, he is leading the race, he is a lap in front, and this is not a position, this is not fighting for P1 or P2, this is a lapped car. And in my opinion, it has to be Esteban Ocon's fault, because when you're trying to overtake a lapped car, number one, if you are quicker, you have to be a lot quicker. You have to be a lot quicker, because if you're tussling backwards and forwards, that's ridiculous. That's going to be blue flags all over the place. And you have to be a lot quicker than the car in front, or the car you're trying to unlap yourself from, to even have a chance of overtaking and doing it properly. And not only that, because you are a lap behind, you have to have the respect. You have to give him more space, because you're not fighting for the lead, especially when it's first place. I don't think Esteban had enough respect for Max Verstappen. I think he thought it was more like that like they're racing for position, but they're not. Esteban is a lap behind. He did not give Max Verstappen enough respect. Now, from the other point of view, Max Verstappen also made a mistake by not giving Esteban enough space. He was too aggressive. That move was definitely... Don't get me wrong, as much as I think it is Esteban's fault, I'll also have to defend Esteban a little bit in that Max did not give him enough space. He should have left a little bit more space, because you never know what could happen. Maybe the driver in this situation, and this is exactly what happened, does decide to try and fight you, and you get clipped, which is exactly what happened. And Lewis Hamilton actually had a talk with Max Verstappen in the cool-down room, and I thought this was so big, and it just really shows what's going on here, because he said to him he is allowed to overtake, and when you're racing with these guys, when you have no pressure, Max Verstappen was not under any pressure. Hamilton was, I actually don't remember how far he was behind him, but he was under no pressure. He was going to win this Grand Prix quite comfortably, actually. In my opinion, he would have won by 10 seconds with the pace he had, and especially since he would have been on the quicker tyres, but he was under no pressure, and at that point, you don't need to be squeezing drivers like he was. You can be angry at the back markers, but there is no need to be squeezing or even putting yourself in that position in the first place. So, that's my sort of, I'm trying to see from both points of view. I'm trying to be fair here, but in my opinion, at the end of the day, Esteban didn't give enough respect to the leading car who was leading the race in first position. And if he was going to try to overtake Max, it should have been a 100% clean move round somewhere where he was definitely quicker, not a battle for position, because it wasn't position, because he's a lapped car. So there you go. And what's quite interesting, and this is just incredible, like, of course it would have happened at this track, which is the last time anything like this happened was with Juan Pablo Montoya and Jos Verstappen in 2001, where Max Verstappen's dad actually crashed into the back of Juan Pablo Montoya and lost him the race. So how amazing is that? Now, as we know, it definitely did not end there. And with Max Verstappen absolutely fuming, I mean, I was just sitting on the edge of my seat waiting to see what he was going to say on the radio on the in-lap. And let's just say it was all pretty much bleeped out, and I don't blame him. Now, what happened next was absolutely incredible. Now, Max Verstappen, obviously seething angry that he had just lost the race after being crashed out by a back marker. He went to see Esteban after the race in the weighing room, sort of where Parc Ferme is, and started pushing him, confronting him. There was no punches thrown. I think the media were just going way too over it. There was I'm seeing articles about fighting and everything. And if you actually watch it, that is not a fight. Literally, he was just pushing him, giving him the shove. FIA did have to step in. He was getting very physical, to be fair. He was getting angry. And from my point of view, I mean, if I was there, I would be absolutely seething. I'd have thrown a punch, literally. I'd have punched Esteban in the face, because he just crashed. If he crashed me off after I've just leading the race, that's what I'd do. So in my opinion, Max Verstappen handled it as well as he could have. Literally, he's absolutely angry, and there was no punches or anything. So I think it was all made out to be a little bit bigger than it actually was. But there was obviously it was obviously getting very physical. He was pushing him in the weighing room, and the FIA had to step in. And well, Esteban Ocon, of course, that's the thing. Esteban didn't apologize, which I thought was not right, because he wasn't wrong. And then obviously commented on Max's behavior in the interviews. Max Verstappen was Max Verstappen. I don't care. I did the right thing. He did the wrong. And after the race, of course, the FIA took them both to the stewards' room. And what is very, very interesting is that Max Verstappen was punished for the little clash between them two in the weighbridge room, and was given 2 days of public service as a punishment. I've never seen this before, and I'm quite shocked that they did. I mean, we've seen stuff like this happen before, but I suppose this is, we've never seen this sort of thing happen in the modern day. We've seen sort of Schumacher, Coulthard, and that sort of thing, and who was it, Salazar, Piquet, but never in the modern era. So 2 days of public service as a punishment for Max Verstappen. Now, I have no clue what this is. I don't think it's going to be picking up beer cans from a Max Verstappen raving on a Dutch motorway, to be honest. But I think David Coulthard said maybe something to do with the FIA health and safety driving course, or promoting something, which is quite interesting considering that this was caused by a crash. So we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much my thoughts on the entire situation. Very, very interesting. Definitely the best thing about the Grand Prix. I mean, a massive talking point, and we love this sort of drama, or I do. I love this sort of drama in Formula 1, because it splits opinions, and really incredible to see and to talk about as well. But what do you guys think? Comment in the box below, and I want to know your opinions on both the incident on track and the little scuffle off track as well. And the 2 days of and comment in the box below what you think Max Verstappen's 2 days of public service should be. If you were to give it, that'd be really interesting. Comment on what you think his punishment should be for that little scuffle. So yeah, that'd be very good to read. And don't forget, if you like the videos, then subscribe and like and all of that good stuff. Once again, the growth has been incredible, and we're just going to keep getting bigger. And don't forget, 5K until Christmas. That's what I'm aiming for, and I'll be really happy to reach it as soon as possible. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye.